Hey, what's up guys? Alright, so I am going to answer a comment that I got on a video. I want to talk about like this one stuck out to me because it has a lot of self-delusion in it. I'll read this, it's fairly long, but I want you to understand the idea that it's very easy to delude ourselves, right? And a lot of times when we're justifying things, when we're making statements, proving things to other people, it's because we're deluding ourselves. We're trying to convince ourselves of things, and we don't even realize we're doing it, right? It's an innocent, well, it's not an innocent thing, but it's an honest thing to us, it seems, even though it's very destructive, right? And I do this myself. You do this, we all do this. It just takes a lot of time, some really good introspection, or a third party to show us this. I force myself to look at and to say, hey, what's going on here? You can see as I grab my stomach, I'm like, this is the reality of how fat you are, right? I'm kind of ripped right now, but still, I still have fat right here, right? I can deny it and I can be like, oh no, that's, you got, you know, you're as ripped as you can be. But so let's get into the comment here. He says, this may sound cocky, but I truly believe I deserve literally any girl I want. When I communicate with females, I won't laugh if their jokes aren't funny. I won't blindly agree with them on anything, etc., despite the fact that I'm genuine in my day-to-day life, have a drive to succeed, and absolutely can and will, and am generally above average in attractiveness. I am still a pussy. I can't ask girls out. I just can't bring myself to do it, and cannot imagine myself doing it in any context. I am not afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of the result if she says yes. I won't know how to handle the situations that will quickly arise. I played a game with myself a few days ago that involves honestly assessing how others perceive you. You can either be loved, pitied, or despised. I came to the conclusion that if I were another person very similar to me, I would like myself. I could be having issues because I am overthinking these things. I will tell myself one day that tomorrow I will call this girl, but then I think about all the things it could affect, and I start to list out all the potential consequences for doing so. Usually the only benefit that comes to mind is feeling better about myself and finally breaking the barrier that's been in my way for so long. I'm 19 now, and honestly confident I will be forever alone. You're 19. You're not going to be forever alone. You have a lot of time. Like, even if you were the most socially retarded person in the world, you have plenty of time to develop social confidence and this ability, right? Any of these abilities, like social abilities, can be developed. Trust me, I know this. I was worse than you are, I'm sure. Any of you that are watching, well, 99% of you, I was worse. I was more shy, I was more socially awkward, right? I was more afraid to talk to girls and all of this stuff, okay? You're not going to get better unless you understand that you're worse than you are. What ends up happening a lot of times, I think psychologically, is that we admit the thing that's wrong, but we come up with a reason or justification for it, and we don't fully admit where our weakness is. So it gives us something to hold on to say that, like, I'm Superman, but I have this kryptonite belt that's stuck on me, and that's my problem, is that I've got this kryptonite belt. Otherwise, I'm Superman. It's just this kryptonite belt. It's not my fault. I'm fucking Superman. When the reality is, you're not Superman. You're not even Batman. You're not even fucking Robin. Okay? You're just Joe. You're just Joe. I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I'm not saying that you're not an awesome person. But I'm saying that more of it lies in potential than it does in actuality. But let's talk about this area, right? Because we're talking about this area of your life, this girl area, right? This struggle area. Just accept that you are a complete, utter retard and novice in this area. If you don't accept that, you're not going to grow, right? Because if you think you're Superman and you've got a kryptonite belt and all you got to do is get rid of this kryptonite belt, there's two things that are going to happen, okay? One of them is you're never going to get rid of the kryptonite belt because you don't want to get rid of the kryptonite belt, because if you do, you psychologically know that you're not really Superman, and now you'll have to be Superman, so you're going to hold on to that belt. So you're going to keep that weakness. You truly believe you deserve any girl you want. You can communicate with females. You know, you don't laugh if their jokes aren't funny. You don't blindly agree with them, right? You're this guy, this alpha male, but at the same time, you're afraid to talk to them, right? And you've got this excuse of that, I'm afraid of what will happen, the success that will happen. What's going to happen is you're not going to get rid of that belt, that kryptonite belt, because you know that if you did, and you did get over that fear, you'd realize you'd have to face the fact that you're not fucking Superman. And that's tough. It's tough for us all to face, right? Again, I wouldn't say this except that I've been in that exact situation. And two, you won't get rid of that belt because in order for you to get rid of that belt, that weakness, you have to acknowledge, right? You have to acknowledge the truth. If you believe that the reason why the belt is staying on is because it's super glued to you, but then you're not going to look for the latch that you can pull off to take the belt off. You're giving it an excuse. You're saying, oh, the reason why I'm like this, the reason why I'm shy around girls, the reason why I won't ask this girl out and whatnot is because I'm afraid of what good things will happen. That's bullshit. Everyone who's listening, everyone who's read this comment knows that that's bullshit. Deep down inside, you know that's bullshit, right? You have to acknowledge this. You have to face this, right? And what's the worst that can happen? So what? So what? So what? You lose a little bit of face. So what? You have to say, you know what? I'm a complete novice. I don't know anything about any of this. I need to learn from scratch. Well, you're 19 years old. If you're making up these excuses, right, then, and you're not getting results, anytime that you're not getting results, okay, and you have a reason why you're not getting results, it's an excuse. In many cases, the excuses that you have are not valid, but regardless if there's a valid excuse or not, you're still not getting the result. I'll tell you here, I don't want to give like the exact advice. The point of this video is not to like tell you how to, you can check out the playlist on attracting women and becoming a better man, and I have exercise and I talk about how to talk to women and whatnot. But the point of this is to recognize this pattern and to realize that it's okay. It's okay to let go. You don't have to fight. You don't have to try and claim this. Like, it's okay to just let go. So what? So what if you gave in this fight and you said, you know what? Maybe, you know, my mind says that John's wrong and he's an asshole and he doesn't fucking know and how dare he, and what I said was true. What if you gave in that point and just said, you know what, I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with, I'm not going to fight. Because if I start over from scratch, I'll definitely learn and I'll definitely get to where I, like, the objective is more important to me than the pride. And that's the choice that you're always going to have to make in life, is which is more important to you. The result, the goal, right? Getting what you want, or the pride. And you're gonna have to make that trade-off, right? Because you can't have both in many cases. It's like the monkey that puts his hand in the jar, right? And tries to grab the cookie, and he can't grab the cookie and get his hand out of the jar. You gotta make a choice, right? So that's the situation here, you know, honestly. And when I see this, and I see this all the time, right? Because I do this all the time, and people do this all the time. They say, you know, I believe this, right? And the thing is, you don't really believe this, right? You don't really believe that you deserve literally any girl that you want, because you're not worthy of it. Now, I don't believe it either, right? Because you're not willing to take the risk. If you're fearing success, it's valid to fear success, but you got to get there. You get there and you don't know what's going to happen next, and you feel like an idiot. But here's what you'll find: you think you got this all this shit together. You think you don't really laugh at girls' jokes when they're not funny. You think you're not seeking that external validation. That's because you don't have anything on the line. But when you went and you just talked to this girl on the street, or at the, you know, the cafeteria or whatever, or the club or Starbucks or whatever, and you just went up and cold approached her, now you've got something on the line. Okay, now let's see if you laugh at her jokes when they're not funny. You will, because you're going to make that mistake, because you're going to need to seek that external validation at first, because you're going to have to start. You're not Superman. You're going to start where we all started, right? It's a fallacy to believe that you're going to start in so much of a better position, right? That you're just Superman with that kryptonite belt. Like I said, as I keep coming back to that, but you're going to find that those powers that you have are contextual. It's because you don't have anything on the line. But when you put something on the line, you're gonna have to work your way up. Just click the reset. Just be like, look, I don't know shit. You just gotta say that, right? You just say, I can't get any girl that I want. I don't deserve any girl that I want. I don't know. I probably seek external validation from girls if I put it all on the line. Just acknowledge that, and then if you come out better than that, great. Okay? But now you got to go out and take the difficult step. Because it's easy to say all that other stuff that you said, right? It's easy to be that hiding behind the shield. It's easy for me to say, oh, I'm afraid of success. Bullshit. Okay? That's easy to say. Put some risk out there and actually risk your ass and see. See how uncomfortable you get. And you're going to get uncomfortable and you're going to fail. And you might feel like a failure. You might feel like, oh shit, now I really am fucked. I thought I was in good shape before, and now I tried this and I'm bombing out bad. And I realized that my confidence is shaking because I thought I had this, right? I thought I was Superman, and now I'm finding that I'm not. Fine. Just realize that that's going to come. And when that comes, that's okay. That's okay. Because now you're going to grow, and now you're going to evolve from that. And now you're going to grow and keep on learning and keep on growing, hopefully, as long as you can face that. And you'll face that rejection, you'll get stronger, and you'll get tougher, and eventually you'll reach the point where you want to be. Are you willing to be a loser? Or do you have to hang on to your pride and believe that it's the kryptonite belt that's stopping you from being Superman, right? Are you willing to realize that you ain't even Robin yet, okay? That you've actually got to grow and you've actually got to do this stuff. If you're not willing to make that choice, then yes, then you are in the danger of being forever alone, of being this loser guy that brags and believes that he could accomplish these things, but never does. I would rather make progress than have pride. And if you can't make that choice, then hey, maybe you are going to be forever alone. I hate to say it, but that's the choice. We all have to make that choice. So, all right, that's all I have for you today. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button below. And you know what? Leave a comment. Leave a comment if you're in this commenter's situation and it's and you want to acknowledge it. You want to say, look, fuck, you know what? This is me. I'm pretending to be Superman with a kryptonite belt, but I'm really, you know, I'm nothing. I have to grow, okay? Because that's the first step. All right, that's all I got for you again. Click that subscribe button. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.